What if I told you that economic downturns, like the current cost of living crisis, could actually be your greatest opportunity to grow and strengthen your financial future? So we often see in times where there's financial difficulty, financial hardship, that there's loss, there's panic by many because that's what the media are telling us to do. But others come out of it the other side and thrive. We see that all the time. We saw it during the pandemic. We saw it in 2008. We see this happen all the time. Now, I know that this probably doesn't have an awful lot to do with menopause as such, but it has a lot to do with our situation as we are now. So when we're going through menopause, we're going through this huge transition. Things are changing for us, and how we perceive things can change. So we might be thinking and feeling differently to how we did 4, 5 years ago. And that can affect how we see ourselves in the world and with what we do in the world. So our jobs may become a little bit harder for us. Our life skills might be difficult for us to keep going because we are not feeling as we were. Our confidence can get knocked, our self-esteem can get knocked. We have physical attributes, and that can change how we perceive everything. So when we're in the middle of this, as they are saying, lifestyle crisis at the moment, the economic crisis as it is, we need to be aware of how that in itself will affect us with this hormonal shit show. Now, things that we are really good at, diversification and adaptability. Now, come on, ladies. Every month since we were 9, 10, 11, however old we were when we started our menstrual cycles, we've had to adapt for a week out of 4 to cope with what's happening. We've had to diversify how we are dressing, what we're wearing, what we're taking with us. So as we go through the menopause transition and we're dealing with the current economic issues, come on, should be really something that we can cope with because we've already shown that we're adaptable. We've already shown that we can diversify. Now, I know many of us were told when we were younger, when we were in that school, that you get a job, you stay in it, you retire. I wasn't told that. I wasn't led to believe that by my dad. He never told me that. He didn't do it, and I haven't done it. So we can change, we can adapt, we can have a skill set. We can utilize that skill set. So we might not be feeling the feels at the moment because of our hormones doing one all over the place. Don't know what they're doing, don't know what they're playing, don't know how long it's going to last. And we don't know how that's going to affect us in our workplace, in our jobs. So what we need to do so that we can adapt, so we can diversify, is check out our current financial situation. What's coming in? What savings have we got? What investments have we got? Then we need to look at what we've got going out. Our expenses, what we spend them on. Can we simplify it? Can we look at things that we aren't actually using anymore? Because of those hormones, do we need to adapt and diversify how we get income into our household? Now, don't forget, whilst we're doing all that, of primary concern to us, because we know those hormones can cause us low self-esteem. We know those hormones can knock our self-confidence. We need to be making sure, keeping clear that we are looking after our own self-confidence, our own mental stability, and we are prioritizing self-care. So we need to also give ourselves time for us, to look after us, to look for new things. We may want personal self-development. We may want to look at things that we haven't had time to look at. We can give ourselves time to do that. By the way, let me talk to you about, it seems like a bit of an aside, this does, but we just talked about finances and we talked about finding money and using money to do things that we haven't done before. So we live in a subscription economy now. So when you go through your finances, you'll probably find loads of subscriptions, Netflix, Amazon Prime, those sort of things, coffee clubs, and some of them we might have had for years and we're not doing anything with them. I think, oh, I've got this. How long have I had this? What am I doing with it? Don't need this anymore. But they don't cost us much. Amazon Prime, Netflix, they don't cost more than $10, £10, whichever part of the universe you're in. But what if, lots of what ifs, what if I could signpost you towards a subscription that's about the same amount, but that brings money into you? Yeah, there is one out there. So if you'd like to talk to me about it, drop me a comment below, say hello, say hi, and I'll get back to you and we can have a chat. So let's think about where we are. We have a current economic crisis, lifestyle crisis going on where our resources are costing us more. Cost of living is rising everywhere. We've got natural disasters that are occurring more frequently than we've had in the past. So that means that things like resources, insurances are going to keep rocketing. So we need to think about where we're at. We need to keep an eye and a check on our own personal financial situation. And we need to make sure that we're not just relying on one source of income, because that can be a recipe for disaster. We've had it happen during the pandemic. We've got natural disasters occurring now that can wipe out whole businesses overnight. So think about it. Diversify your income, adapt your income to current trends, and you'll come out of it feeling better, looking better, being better. Talk to me, drop me a line below, and we can talk about how we can have an income for not very much. Hope all of that has been useful to you. I look forward to talking to you again. And that's me. Over and out for today. Bye for now.